Hey guys, we're going to continue this drawing that I started in the last video of a room in 1-point perspective. Obviously here I put a bed in, so this is a bedroom now. I'm going to show you how to do some other pieces of furniture. So I'm going to grab my pencil. So let's add a dresser. So I'm going to put it over here on the left side. Now, when you put something directly below or above this vanishing point, you only have to connect 2 corners to the vanishing point. When you put it to one side or the other, you now need to connect 3 points. So just as with the bed, I'm starting with a rectangle. This is the flat side of the dresser that's facing me. So now I'm going to connect these 3 corners, the 3 corners that are facing the vanishing point. We don't need this 4th corner because it'll be hidden by the rest of the dresser. So I'm going to connect those 3. And again, if it's useful to you, you can use a ruler or a piece of cardboard as a straight edge to help you get nice straight lines connecting your corners to your vanishing point. So now I have these long triangles going towards my vanishing point. Obviously, my dresser is not that long, so I have to cut it off. So I'm going to highlight these lines. So these two edges, right, the 2 sides that you've drawn going back into space, we need to cut them off at however wide you want your dresser to be by drawing lines that are parallel to these 2 lines. So I'm going to draw one line that is parallel. It's straight up and down, just like the edge of my paper, wherever I want this dresser to end. Okay, and now for this one, again, the line should be parallel to this, but it's going to be over here, making a corner with this other line that I just drew. Okay, now I can get my eraser out and erase my extra lines. So anything that's beyond those blue end lines, I can erase. I can also erase this part of the floor that I've covered up by putting a dresser there. All right, so next I'm going to add some drawers. So with anything that's flat, such as, the appearance of a drawer, a window, a mirror, a picture on the wall, instead of starting with a rectangle, you're going to just start with a line. I'm going to draw a line for the end of each drawer. And again, these should be parallel to the edge of that dresser, which is also parallel with the edge of the paper because it is standing straight up. Again, I'm connecting all the ends of all of these drawers directly to my vanishing point. All right, and now to highlight the lines that I'm going to be copying. So these were my starting lines. I'm going to copy them with a parallel on the other side. Now I can get out my eraser and erase these extra lines. All right. So now I've got a dresser. What else could I add? How about, we'll do a simple one. So this could be a picture on the wall, it could be a window, it could be a TV, a mirror. So again, just like the drawers, I'm starting with a line, connecting both ends of that line to the vanishing point, and then creating a parallel of my first line on the other side where I want to cut it off. And once you start getting good at this, and you know exactly where your line is going, you don't necessarily have to draw that line all the way to the vanishing point just to erase it. But it's good to start doing that so you know, so you can see exactly where you're going. Because all of these lines should be pointing towards that vanishing point. Let's see, how about we add a doorway? So on the other wall over here, so this is going to be similar to my window, but it's going to go all the way to the floor, right? And then I just need to connect the top to the vanishing point and cut it off with a parallel down. All right, my room is shaping up. Let's add a side table. So again, I'm going to start with the shape that is facing me. So I'm going to make it a rectangle with some little legs coming down. I should zoom in for this. So if you get something small, if you get to a point where you're doing small details, you can pinch your fingers on your screen and spread them apart to zoom in. Okay. All right, so I've got some little legs, and now I am drawing a line from each corner again to that vanishing point, cutting it off with parallels to my first shape. And now I have to add 2 more legs in the back. So the legs align with the corners, right? So this one is by my back corner, and then this corner I want to be directly below that corner. And you see how I made that back one shorter? The bottom of the legs should also line up with the vanishing point. So I'm going to erase my extra lines. So I've got a pretty good looking room shaping up. From here, I want you to keep adding details, and not everything you add will necessarily have to be drawn in perspective. Like, for example, things that are more round, while they still exist in a space that's, you know, receding away from us, the perspective itself is a little more ambiguous. So let's say, for example, I'm going to add a lamp. Let's add a floor lamp over here. So let's start with our lamp shade. All right, so it's kind of shaped like a trapezoid. Straight line going down. And now the main thing is that anything that if you looked at it straight, it was a circle. If you turn it on its side, it becomes kind of a squashed circle. So I'm going to make a squashed circle for the bottom of my lamp. All right. You know, maybe I'll put, let's see, how about a rug? Let's put a rug on the floor. So a rug is pretty simple. I'm just gonna draw some straight lines right out from my vanishing point. Cut it off there. I've got a rug on the floor. And don't worry too much about your erasing lines because we are going to be adding color to this. So those will get covered up when we add color. And so, you know, don't skimp on the details. Think about, you know, once you get to this point and you've got all your furniture in, think about other little things like trim around the edges of the door and the window, little objects that might be on your still on eraser, on your desk or your bedside table. Got a little alarm clock here. I can add trim to my picture or my window, whatever it is. You put a little jar on my desk or my dresser, some glasses. I'll add a door here, so I've got a doorknob. So right now, I'm just kind of filling in some interesting details that will make it feel more like a real room. Some drawer pulls. There you go. So next, we'll be adding color. I'll do that in the next demo. But there you go. And feel free to ask me if you need a demo of a specific kind of object. I'm always happy to help. All right, bye.